Poor girl dumped becomes millionaire. This story is very meaningful. Everyone should listen. Hannah stood backstage, her hands gripping the edges of the podium as she watched the investors, tech executives, and journalists fill the grand hall. The day she had been waiting for, the day A&H Tech officially went public, should have been the happiest of her life. Instead, she felt a gnawing unease in her stomach. Alex stood beside her, looking effortlessly confident in his tailored suit, his smile sharp as he greeted every passing guest with a firm handshake. He was always good at playing the perfect CEO, the visionary leader. Hannah used to admire that about him. Now she wasn't sure what to think anymore. Ina, her best friend, no, her former best friend, stood not too far away, whispering something to Alex. The way they leaned into each other, the way Alex smirked at whatever she had just said, it sent a chill down Hannah's spine. The feeling of betrayal was like a slow, creeping poison, seeping into her veins. But she pushed it aside. This was her night too. The event commenced and Alex took the stage first, delivering a polished speech about the journey of A&H Tech. The applause was deafening when he finished. Then it was Hannah's turn. She stepped up, took a deep breath, and began. This company started as a dream. Alex and I worked tirelessly, side by side, to bring it to life. But success isn't just about ambition, it's about trust. And when you build something with trust, it lasts forever. Her eyes flickered toward Alex and Ina, her voice unwavering despite the storm raging inside her. I'm proud of what we built, and I hope that A&H Tech will continue to honor the values we started with. The crowd erupted in applause, but the moment felt hollow. She turned to leave the stage, but then, just as she stepped down, she saw something that made her blood run cold. Alex's hand brushed against Ina's waist, his fingers lingering just a second too long. And Ina, she didn't pull away. Hannah's mind screamed at her to stay calm, but her heart was shattering. She moved quickly, pushing through the crowd until she found a quiet hallway. Her breath came in short gasps. Not her best friend, not the man she trusted with everything. She needed answers. Hannah turned and walked back toward the green room where Alex and Ina had gone after their speeches. She hesitated for a moment, her hand on the door handle, then pushed it open. The sight before her was like a dagger to the chest. Alex and Ina, kissing. For a moment, the world around her blurred. The sounds of the event, the chatter, the laughter, it all faded into a deafening silence. Then slowly, everything came back in a rush. "What the hell is this?" Her voice cut through the room like a blade. Alex turned, his expression shifting from shock to something even worse. Indifference. "Hannah," he said smoothly, stepping back from Ina as if nothing had happened. Ina had the audacity to look guilty. "Hannah, I don't," Hannah spat, her fist clenching. "Don't you dare say you're sorry." Alex exhaled, rubbing the back of his neck. "Look, I was going to tell you." "Tell me." Hannah let out a bitter laugh. "Tell me what exactly? That you've been screwing my best friend behind my back? That everything we built together meant nothing to you?" Alex's expression hardened. "Business is business, Hannah. You were great at what you did, but I think it's time we move in different directions." She felt the words like a slap. Move in different directions. She had poured her soul into this company, into him, and now he was just tossing her aside. Her nails dug into her palms. "You think you can just replace me?" Alex tilted his head, and the smirk that curled at his lips made her stomach twist. "I already have." It wasn't just betrayal anymore. It was war. Hannah stormed out of the room, her heart pounding. Tears burned at the corners of her eyes, but she refused to let them fall. She wouldn't break. She wouldn't lose. By the time she reached the exit, her mind was racing. She had lost her company. She had lost the person she loved. But she still had one thing left, herself. And she would make damn sure that Alex regretted the day he underestimated her. She needed a plan. She needed an ally. And she knew exactly where to start. Hannah stepped out into the cold night air, her heels clicking against the pavement as she walked away from the event that was supposed to mark her greatest achievement. Her mind was spinning, rage and betrayal twisting into something sharper, something dangerous. She wasn't going to let Alex win. Her hands trembled as she pulled out her phone, scrolling through her contacts until she found the name she was looking for. Logan Blackwood. Alex's estranged older brother, the one their family had discarded like a broken piece of furniture. Hannah had met Logan only once, years ago, at a networking event. He had always been the black sheep of the Blackwood family, talented, ambitious, but unwilling to play by their rules. While Alex thrived in their father's corporate world, Logan had carved his own path in the art industry, building a name for himself despite their father's disapproval. If there was anyone who would understand what it felt like to be betrayed by Alex Blackwood, it was Logan. She hit call. The phone rang 3 times before a deep, smooth voice answered. "Hannah?" Logan sounded mildly amused, as if he already knew why she was calling. "We need to talk," she said, gripping her phone tighter. There was a pause, then a quiet chuckle. "I was wondering when you'd finally come to your senses." Hannah met Logan the next evening at an upscale bar, the kind of place where business deals were made over expensive whiskey and unspoken alliances. Logan sat in a corner booth, exuding effortless confidence in a dark button-down and a watch that probably cost more than her rent. His piercing blue eyes assessed her as she slid into the seat across from him. "You look like someone who just had her entire world burned to the ground," he mused, swirling his drink. Hannah let out a short, bitter laugh. "That's because I did." Logan smirked. "Let me guess. My dear brother finally showed his true colors?" She clenched her jaw. "He stole everything from me. My company, my best friend, everything I worked for." Logan leaned back, considering her. "And now you want revenge?" Hannah met his gaze. "I want justice." Logan exhaled, tapping his fingers against the glass. "Justice is just revenge with better PR." She didn't deny it. He studied her for a long moment before finally nodding. "All right, I'll help you." Relief flooded through her, but she kept her expression steady. "Why?" Logan's smirk faded, his voice turning cold. "Because I've been waiting for the day someone finally knocks Alex off his pedestal." Over the next few weeks, Hannah and Logan devised a plan. While Hannah had spent years building A&H Tech, Logan had been building his own empire in the art and business world. He had powerful connections, investors, CEOs, even politicians, who would jump at the chance to work with someone who had been ousted from a multi-million-dollar company. With Logan's help, Hannah secured backing for a new venture, her company, one that would rival A&H Tech in every way. But this wasn't just about business. It was about taking back control. Selena, Hannah's most loyal friend, immediately signed on as her right-hand woman. "We're going to make them regret underestimating you," she said fiercely. Nathan, a tech investor with a grudge against Alex, offered funding. "I never liked him," he admitted. "You, I can work with." Piece by piece, Hannah built something new, something better. And when the time was right, she made her first move. She bought out a company that A&H Tech had been negotiating with for months, securing an exclusive deal that Alex had been banking on. When the news hit, Alex stormed into her office, his usual arrogance flickering into something darker. "What the hell do you think you're doing?" he demanded. Hannah leaned back in her chair, a slow smile playing on her lips. "Oh, Alex, I'm just getting started." For the first time, she saw something in his eyes that made her heart race with satisfaction. Fear. Alex clenched his jaw, his hands balling into fists at his sides as he glared at Hannah from across her sleek new office. The tension in the room was thick, crackling like static electricity before a storm. "You think you can just waltz in and take what's mine?" he snarled. Hannah's smile didn't waver. If anything, it widened. "You mean like how you took what was mine?" She leaned forward, folding her hands together. "I didn't take anything." "Alex, I just outplayed you." Alex let out a bitter laugh, shaking his head. "You always were good at acting like the victim." Hannah's fingers twitched, but she kept her composure. "Oh, I'm not a victim," she said, tilting her head slightly. "I'm the threat you should have seen coming." The way Alex's nostrils flared told her he knew it too, but he wasn't done fighting. "You think you can win this little game, Hannah? You're new money. I have years of experience, investors who trust me, and a company that's already dominating the market. You're nothing but a distraction." Hannah tapped a finger against her desk. "Funny you say that," she mused, pulling a sleek tablet toward her and flipping the screen to face him. The live stock market update showed A&H Tech, his company, down 7.3% in just the last hour. Alex's cocky smirk faltered for the first time. What the? His eyes darted across the numbers. Hannah shrugged. Turns out, when news breaks that your biggest competitor is securing better partnerships, investors get nervous. Selena stepped into the office then, holding up her phone. Oh, and I just got word that your shareholders are calling an emergency meeting. Alex turned toward her sharply. That's not possible. Selena grinned. It is when your own investors don't trust you anymore. Hannah leaned back in her chair, studying him with a look of quiet triumph. I'm not here to play fair, Alex. I'm here to win. Alex's eyes darkened, his chest rising and falling as he fought for control. This isn't over, he said through clenched teeth. Hannah gave him a slow, deliberate nod. No, she agreed. It's just beginning. As Alex stormed out, the door slamming behind him, Logan stepped out from the side of the room where he had been watching the exchange. He let out a low whistle. Damn, he said, sliding his hands into his pockets. I knew you wanted revenge, but I didn't realize you were going for the kill. Hannah exhaled, the adrenaline still thrumming through her veins. I'm not here to destroy him, she said, though part of her wasn't sure if that was true. I just want him to know that I won't be stepped on ever again. Logan smirked. Well, sweetheart, I think he got the message loud and clear. Selena grinned. What's next? Hannah picked up a pen, twirling it between her fingers as she looked out the glass window of her high-rise office. The city sprawled before her like a battlefield. She had taken her first shot. Now it was time to finish what she started. Over the next few weeks, Hannah's company, Infinity Dynamics, gained momentum faster than anyone expected. Tech media outlets couldn't stop talking about her meteoric rise. The woman who had been publicly discarded by Alex Blackwood was now his greatest competitor, threatening to dismantle everything he had built. At first, Alex had tried to ignore her. Then he had tried to sabotage her, whispering rumors, launching smear campaigns. But every move he made, Hannah countered. When he tried to buy out suppliers to cut off her production chain, she found alternative vendors before he could close the deals. When he tried to discredit her in the media, Nathan, her powerful investor ally, pulled favors to ensure she was the one controlling the narrative. Alex was losing ground, and he knew it. The real test came the night of the annual Tech Innovators Gala, a prestigious event attended by every major player in the industry. Hannah arrived in a sleek, black gown, every inch the confident CEO she had become. Logan escorted her, looking effortlessly suave in his tailored tux. I think I see Alex, Logan murmured as they stepped inside the grand ballroom, his lips quirking up at the sight of Hannah's unimpressed expression. Let him see me, she said, lifting her chin. As if summoned by her words, Alex appeared, flanked by Ina, who clung to his arm in a shimmering silver dress. For a moment, their gazes met across the room. Ina shifted uncomfortably, clearly aware of the tension in the air. Alex, however, masked his emotions with a tight-lipped smile. He excused himself from a conversation and strode toward Hannah with slow, deliberate steps. Hannah, he greeted smoothly, his gaze flicking briefly to Logan before returning to her. You're making quite the name for yourself. Hannah smiled. Unbothered. You could say that. Alex chuckled, but there was no humor in it. Enjoy it while it lasts. Logan casually slipped a hand into his pocket. You know, he drawled, for someone who's supposedly not worried, you sure do spend a lot of time thinking about her. Alex ignored him, his focus locked on Hannah. I'm giving you a chance to walk away, he said in a low voice. Hannah arched a brow. And why would I do that? Alex leaned in slightly, lowering his voice further. Because if you don't, I will ruin you. Hannah tilted her head, feigning curiosity. Like how you tried with the suppliers? Or the media? Remind me how that worked out for you again? Alex's jaw tightened. Hannah took a step closer, lowering her voice so only he could hear. I'm not the same woman you threw away, Alex. You don't control me anymore, and you never will again. She stepped back, offering him one last, victorious smile before turning on her heel and walking away. Logan beside her, Selena smirking in the background. For the first time in his life, Alex Blackwood had lost. And Hannah wasn't done yet. As Hannah walked away, her heels clicking against the polished marble floor, She felt the weight of years of betrayal and heartbreak lift from her shoulders. Alex had always been the one in control, the one dictating the rules of the game. But not anymore. She had rewritten the rules, and this time, she was winning. Logan leaned in slightly, his voice laced with amusement. I've never seen him look that rattled before. Hannah smirked, taking a flute of champagne from a passing waiter. Good, he should be. Selena joined them, eyes gleaming with excitement. Okay, that was officially the most satisfying moment of my life. She took a sip of her own drink. But you do know this means he's going to come at you harder, right? Hannah swirled the golden liquid in her glass, her expression unreadable. Let him try. The very next morning, Alex retaliated. Headlines flashed across tech news outlets. Hannah Quinn's company under investigation for trade violations. Infinity Dynamics facing legal scrutiny over recent deals. Did Hannah Quinn play dirty to get ahead? Selena stormed into Hannah's office, waving her phone. Are you seeing this? He's trying to bury you. Hannah was already scanning the articles, her mind calculating. I expected this, she said calmly. Logan, lounging in a chair with a cup of coffee, arched a brow. You don't seem worried. I'm not. Hannah leaned back in her chair, lacing her fingers together. Because every one of these claims is baseless. It's just noise. But if he wants to play dirty, fine, I can play too. Selena smirked. Tell me you have a plan. Hannah's eyes gleamed. I always have a plan. Hannah turned away from the window, her mind already constructing the next series of moves like a chess grandmaster setting up checkmate. She had been planning for this moment from the second Alex had betrayed her. Now it was time to execute. Selena leaned against the desk, arms crossed, waiting. So, what's the play? Hannah took a deep breath, her eyes gleaming with determination. We're going to hit him where it hurts, his reputation, his finances, and his trust in the people around him. Logan chuckled, swirling the whiskey in his glass. Now, this I want to hear. Step 1. Discredit the accusations against Infinity Dynamics. Alex had thrown the first punch with the media smear campaign, but Hannah had something more powerful. Facts. Nathan is already making calls, Hannah explained. He has contacts in finance and media. We'll have respected industry leaders publicly back our company, stating the accusations are baseless. Selena grinned. A PR counterattack. I like it. Hannah nodded. But that's just the beginning. We're not just defending ourselves, we're flipping the script. She turned to Logan. I need you to call in your own connections. The moment the media stops talking about us, we redirect them. Logan smirked. You want me to leak something? Hannah smiled. Exactly. Twartrums Armtrons. Step 2. Expose A&H Tech's dirty secrets. I spent years inside A&H Tech, Hannah said. I know every shady deal Alex ever made, every corner he cut, every employee he overworked. Selena's eyes widened. Wait, you're saying he's actually guilty of the things he's accusing us of? Hannah smirked. Oh, he's worse. She pulled a folder from her desk, tossing it onto the table. Inside were documents, emails, financial records, leaked employee complaints, all evidence of Alex's questionable practices, corporate fraud, underpaid engineers, internal cover-ups. You name it, he's done it. Logan whistled. And you've just been sitting on this? Hannah shrugged. I had a feeling I'd need it one day. Selena flipped through the pages. Once this hits the media, investors will freak out. No one's going to want to keep their money in A&H Tech. Hannah nodded. And that's the goal. Arthur. Step 3. Make the investors turn against him. Alex was strong, but he wasn't invincible. His power came from the shareholders. People who only backed him as long as he made them money. So, Logan mused, if they start thinking he's a liability, Hannah's smile sharpened. They'll look for a way out. Selena leaned in. How do we make that happen? Hannah flipped her laptop open, showing them a list of names. These are A&H Tech's top investors. I know for a fact that 3 of them have been unhappy with Alex's recent decisions. Nathan will meet with them privately, offer them a chance to move their money before the scandal breaks. Logan's brow lifted. And once they start pulling out, the others will panic, Hannah nodded. A domino effect. Within a week, A&H Tech stock will plummet. Selena let out a low whistle. This isn't just revenge. This is annihilation. Hannah's eyes darkened. Alex thought he could throw me away like I was nothing. Her fingers tightened around the pen she was holding. Now he's going to learn what nothing really feels like. Or do you, Step 4. Break his inner circle. Alex had always been protected by two people, Ina and his mother, Madeline. And I have a plan for both, Hannah said. Selena grinned. Oh, this is gonna be good. For Naina, Mom. We let her believe she's next, Hannah said. Logan raised a brow. Meaning? Ina is opportunistic. She didn't stay with Alex because of love. She stayed because he was winning. Selena's eyes lit up. And if he starts losing, she'll jump ship, Hannah finished. Their team would leak rumors that Alex was about to face an internal shareholder revolt. They'd make sure Ina overheard whispers of financial instability. Then they'd arrange for her to accidentally meet with someone who'd offer her a better deal elsewhere. She'll betray him the same way she betrayed me, Hannah said. And when he realizes it, it'll be too late. For Madeline Blackwood. Madeline had always seen Alex as the golden child. She despised Logan, which was exactly why Hannah knew how to use her. She's obsessed with the family legacy, Logan mused. If she thinks Alex is ruining it, Hannah smirked. She'll turn on him herself. They would Cassidy leak the scandal in a way that implicated Alex's ability to lead, not just to the public, but to Madeline's most powerful allies. When Madeline saw her son failing, she wouldn't hesitate to protect the family name. And if that meant removing Alex from the company, so be it. Sure, the final step, face him head on. With everything in motion, Hannah would finally confront Alex. But this time, she would be the one in control. He's going to come crawling, begging to cut a deal, Logan said. He won't have a choice. Hannah's expression was unreadable. Then I'll make sure he gets exactly what he deserves. Selena exhaled. This is intense. Are you sure you're ready? Hannah met her gaze unflinching. I was born ready. And with that, the war officially began. Alex sat alone in his office. The once proud empire of A&H Tech now crumbling around him. The walls once filled with success felt suffocatingly empty. His investors had turned against him. His mother, Madeline, had stopped answering his calls. And worst of all, Ina, the woman he had chosen over Hannah, had betrayed him the moment she saw his power slipping away. The headlines told the story clearer than anything else. A&H Tech announces sudden CEO resignation. Hannah Quinn's Infinity, Dynamics Now industry leader. Former tech titan Alex Blackwood falls from grace. He clenched his jaw, gripping the edges of his desk. Hannah had won. And yet, deep inside, Alex knew this wasn't over. Somewhere in her high-rise office, Hannah was probably celebrating with Logan, Selena, and Nathan. She had gotten her revenge. But what came next? Would she let go of the past and build her future? Or would she continue crushing anyone who stood in her way? Power had a way of changing people, and if Hannah had proven anything, it was that she wasn't the same woman he once knew. A slow smirk spread across Alex's face. This isn't the end, he muttered to himself. And deep down, he knew. Hannah knew it too. This story isn't just about revenge. It's about power, betrayal, resilience, and the cost of ambition. Hannah's journey from heartbreak to dominance is proof that being underestimated can be a dangerous thing. She started as a woman scorned, but she didn't let her pain break her. Instead, she rebuilt herself, stronger, smarter, and ready to take control. However, power changes people. The question remains, will Hannah use her success to build something meaningful, or will she become just as ruthless as the man she fought to defeat? This story teaches us that betrayal doesn't define us. Our response to it does. You can let it destroy you, or you can let it fuel you to become something greater. But in the end, the hunger for revenge and the hunger for success are dangerously similar. What would you do in Hannah's position? Would you stop once you've won? Or would you keep going until there's no one left to fight? If you love this story and want more thrilling, dramatic narratives like this, don't forget to follow the channel. We bring you powerful stories filled with twists, betrayals, redemption, and the fight for success. Comment below. What do you think Hannah should do next? This war might be over, but the battle for power never truly ends. Stay tuned for the next story, On Fire.